Melbourne Football Club. Hi, Max.
Good morning.
Hello, Max.
It was nice to see you on the weekend. You were at the Caulfield Races and you had like a proper jacket on, like adults' clothing.
Really?
I mean, we see you in so much
Adults'
Well,
clothing.
you know what I mean. Like we always see you in Lulu, which you look stunning in as well. But just to see you in like a jacket and pants
Do
and stuff.
Lululemon make a jacket? Is that
They
what-
they actually do have a jacket. They
Well, like a dress jacket.
they have a dress.
Suit jacket.
I don't reckon I'd get into the Brownlow tonight wearing it, but it's not far off.
Are you impressed that Wil today's come in smart casual?
Yeah, where's the Triple M jacket?
Yeah, thank you. I came straight from the airport.
Did you?
Yes.
Wow, what
I was
time did it
late.
land?
He nearly died. Have you heard this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mid-air disaster.
Yeah, plane got hit by a bird.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah, have you ever been on a plane on one of your... Because you fly so much
And I
for
love planes as well.
footy.
Oh, yeah, you are.
In
playing there.
particular. Have you ever had like a team like delay for like a plane emergency?
Not really in the air. We've had a couple of like missed landings. Well, that sounds bad. Like,
Sorry, guys.
Just get going.
You were meant to land in Tullamarine and you're in Sunbury.
we famously, I mean, this one's got nothing to do with the aircraft, but we landed in Brisbane because Gold Coast, while we were in the air, went into COVID restrictions. And we landed in Brisbane and stayed in the tarmac and flew back 6 hours later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just stayed in the tarmac for 6 hours. Christian Salem got Uber Eats while on the tarmac, and the pilot went out and grabbed it over the fence.
Oh, that is
Phenomenal scenes.
That is
That is not a
Christmas.
real thing that
That's a
happened.
real, that's a real story.
Did he order for the whole plane?
No, he just got himself. Yeah, how bad's that? How bad's that?
Come on.
Yeah. And then we played Gold Coast in Melbourne the next day. It was phenomenal scenes. But that's got nothing to do with a bird in an airplane. But
Great story, though.
thank you.
Did you like the games on the weekend? Are you excited
Yeah,
about the
I-
teams that have made the grand final?
I heard your thoughts on the Brisbane Geelong game. That was probably the best game I've watched in a long time. That last quarter.
So good.
There's close games that are just good to watch because they're close. That wasn't that. That was good because it was good to watch.
Yeah.
That was finals footy
Yeah.
at its absolute best. Hard, tough, but then some moments
Just
of
all
brilliance.
those moments. So the Stewart tackle, both the Brisbane goals, the Ollie Henry goal, the Reece Stanley miss. Like, they're all massive moments. That's great to watch. The two Brisbane goals. Rayner on his left and Archie a one-step snap from 40.
Yeah.
They're phenomenal goals. Geelong have been beaten stiff. That's two phenomenal goals.
Incredible game of footy. There is big news out of it, but we'll chat with you more
Ruck
after
watch?
the break.
That's good, mate.
Thank you.
That was good, yeah.
Yeah.
That was really
Was that
good.
craft?
Yeah.
Well
I
done,
So
was-
you're
Daisy.
improving.
Yeah, well done, man.
I still haven't got that thought back though.
Half an hour ago when you just stopped talking. This is Triple M Breakfast. Rosie, Wil Daisy, Max Gawn. You're going to the Brownlow tonight.
I am.
You ready? You excited?
Yeah, I do love the Brownlow. I think it's a pretty cool event.
How do you poll?
Not too bad. I came fourth one year. I don't love talking about that year because the top three isn't. I mean, I wouldn't write home about them.
Okay. So who was the top three
Christian,
that you're
can
not
you just
writing
look up
home?
her?
Well, it's not Cripps, Bontempelli. It's
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, it's Angus Brayshaw, who's a
Yeah,
teammate. He came
okay.
third.
Yeah.
Steele Sidebottom, I don't think's ever been in the top 10 since that day.
Okay.
And the winner was Tom Mitchell, who also hasn't been back to that top 5 since. So I'm proud
It's
of
a
my
bit
fourth,
of a rogue year, isn't
but
it?
it's a rogue top
Yeah.
4.
I think that's one of the things you think, but you don't say.
Oh, no. Tom and Steele know how much I think they're great
Of
footballers.
course they are.
But
They
it's a
are
weird top 4.
Career great footballers.
it's a
but
weird
you're
top
right.
4.
But Angus, you don't know.
Angus wasn't invited. He wasn't there. And he was
that's
getting
right.
he was getting a call at some point, like famous Swan days, when he had to sort of try and make it to the Brownlow, and he said, "No, stuff
Dressed up as Superman at the Rising Sun Hotel. We go, at what point do you reckon you head in there, Swanee? He's like, I'm not going. The biggest story out of the weekend, or one of them, was the injury to Oscar McInerney from the Brisbane Lions. Dislocates his shoulder once, comes back on, incredibly tough,
Incredible.
and then it goes out again. Have you had any shoulder injuries?
No, actually my shoulders have been perfectly fine for
Touch
the whole.
wood.
Yeah, touch wood. My knees are my issue, but no, that's pretty courageous, especially for someone who's playing in that position. I dare say he's using his shoulder a fair bit in the ruck. And he went out there and did his job. Like, obviously you could tell he was hampered a little bit because he started so well.
Yep.
And then to pop it out again. This is a big story because obviously the ruck battle is going to be huge. I talk about it every week, but this one actually is.
It could decide it. I
Yeah.
mean, now your old teammate, Brodie Grundy, is in pole position, really. He's coming into a game as the number one ruckman in the best team in the competition up against a team that's going to bring in their reserve ruckman.
Yep.
How does Fort go in that battle?
And Brodie found some form late. I think Sweet maybe got him early on in that game, and then Brodie sort of found some form in the second half. If there was a team to lose their number one ruck going into a grand final, Brisbane would be the one. They have a quality reserve ruckman.
Okay.
So Darcy Fort will be the likely replacement. You think he's very good?
In fact, their young kid, and I think I don't know his first name, last name Smith. He's actually a quality and will be a quality ruckman as well. Not sure if he's ready for a grand final against Big BG Saturday. But Darcy, I played him in a final 2 years ago when Oscar got concussed. They squeeze him in a lot. Like Fags plays double ruck sometimes. He was sub early on in his career. He's always emergency, and he's ready to go. And I actually really rate him as a player. So,
what makes him hard to play against as a ruckman?
He's tall, which helps.
That's all. I'm not going to say that's almost a prerequisite.
Okay, interesting.
If he was short, that would be.
Thanks for coming in.
The ruckman's tall.
Why is Caleb Daniel no good as a ruckman?
He ticks off everything a ruck needs to tick off in terms of strength, speed, running around the ground, so fitness, marking, can kick goals. Brody, Brody's not someone who will be able to just walk through this game. He's got a pretty tough opponent, and that's calling Oscar done. Is Oscar done? Like, I don't know much about the shoulder.
Chris Fagan post-match said it'd be highly
Fags
unlikely.
isn't a doctor.
That is also correct. Yeah, he's a coach.
Yeah.
So, so Ruckman are tall and Fags isn't a doctor.
Max is bringing his best stuff today.
Can you jab a shoulder?
You can, but I think the fact that it fell out twice and the second time it didn't go back in, there had to be sort of paramedics involved.
Yeah.
He was going to, at one point, he was on the stretcher to go to hospital to get it put back in.
Yeah.
So that doesn't.
The option I would definitely take off the table is Brody versus a non-ruckman.
Yeah, the young kid on debut.
Henry Smith?
Or Henry Smith, or Joe Danaher as the ruck.
Fagan basically just said that won't happen.
Okay.
That they could plan against Danaher being the ruckman for the day, but also it takes away one of your big advantages.
Yep.
That makes a lot of sense to me. Plus, he's not tall enough for mine.
No, and he did a line heart effort in the. He is a line in the second half. I am bringing my good stuff to but to do that for a whole game against a two-time All-Australian, two-time Copeland medal winner, that'd be tough.
You had a nice run this morning before you came in. How's the weather?
I did. It's actually really nice. I feel like it's always still real early in the morning, so it's nice to get out there and not have a headwind, whichever way you go.
What time do you walk? Do you run?
I went out at about 5:40 this morning.
Okay.
And it was this. We're both near Gardeners Creek, and there's some lights on Gardeners Creek, so it's not. It's a nice run, and you're not just running in pitch black.
Do you do the upsy daisy? You give people the thumbs up or a nod? Like
I got one
Dale
back yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, and initiated by somebody else.
Oh.
Yeah, so I've been doing this thing where you run, and if you see somebody, you sort of acknowledge with thumbs up as you go past, just to say, yeah, good on you. Well done. You're out here trying to better yourself.
Yeah, I categorically will never do that.
No. Well, one thing you will do is answer a question about Christian Petracca. Okay. So if you don't want to have any fun, we're going to hit you with the hard stuff.
I couldn't think of anything worse.
Answering the question or doing an upsy daisy?
A bit of both.
23 minutes past 7 on Triple M Breakfast. Rosie, Wil, Daisy and Max Gawn.
He's still here.
Yeah, you've got a big question for Max.
I do.
Okay.
Why do you hate Upsy Daisy so much? That's not the real question.
We were talking off air. When I run, I'm in my zone.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not being social.
No, and you're running 4-minute Ks instead of my 6.5. So it sort of makes a bit of sense.
Yeah.
Christian Petracca.
Okay.
Another question on him, and hopefully this will be the last.
I don't think it will be.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your honesty. He isn't attending your best and fairest night, electing to go overseas for a training camp.
Yep.
Do you have an issue with it like some others have?
No, the way it was. I love best and fairest night. I think it's a great night for the club and the players to all send off the year and get ready for the next year. And also, I love best and fairest to be able to appreciate someone doing a great thing. And I'm not sure who it's going to be this year. It could be numerous amount of players.
I'm not sure who it's going to be. I was the All-Australian ruckman.
And then you sort of celebrate with them and whatnot. And that's my favourite saying, whatnot. I bring it back.
You do.
If not, just before we get to the Christian thing, if not you tonight, who wins it?
It's not. I'm Brown. That's Brownlow tonight.
Sorry.
So I don't think I'm winning tonight. So
if not, Dacos.
I think Dacos. But Neil Bullen, Ed Langdon, Tommy McDonald had a really good year playing in the back line. Jack Viney always comes top 2 or top 3.
Okay, so you. Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine. We can move on.
so he's named the top 10 and you'll be winning.
But in particular with track, I think anything that gets track back to the best version of Christian Petracca, both on and off the field, is something he should delve into. And he pitched this is something that will put him into a great headspace and will help him become the best player he can be. And that's a tick in my book.
It's not uncommon for him to go away on these Red Bull training camps either, is it?
He's done a few of them. This one's, I remember him before he got injured, he was real down about how Red Bull organised the camp at the same time the BNF was. And then it's been able to get to a point where it seems like this is probably something that would suit him more than being at the BNF.
I think more than anything, like his fitness is still that question mark, isn't it? He hasn't been able to train. He hasn't been able to get his heart rate up to certain levels. There's been the reports in the paper. So the idea that he's going away to actually be able to do a training camp must be very encouraging, I would have thought.
Yeah, and we've all got to this space now where we need track being the best version of Christian Petracca, both on and off the field. And how do we fast track that to round 1? And this is definitely one of those options.
I like it. Fast track. See, he's working in more material.
Another one.
Yeah.
Good headlines.
Yeah.
Who is going to win the Brownlow tonight, by the way? Is it going to be Dacos?
I am going Lockie Neal.
Oh, yeah?
Just because I like
3 times.
I like being a little bit different. And Cripps and Dacos, it seems to be everyone's tip.
So you're going with the guys who won it twice before?
Yeah, which is what a roughie. I just feel like he's had a better year than his previous years, and he's won Brownlows in them. So, but these two, I mean, the guys who study the form. So I dare say you've had a real good look. Cripps and Dacos poll 3 in almost every game they play.
Cripper had 30 possessions 10 or more times. 2 of those were 40 plus. Dacos had 30 or more 14 times with 3 of those 40 plus, but he kicked more goals. 7 goals in those 30 plus games. On 3 occasions, they were multiple goals.
Okay.
So by the numbers,
it's going to be close.
Yeah.
It's going to be really good. And then Bont, unfortunately, it seems like people have just stopped talking about Bont. Like,
well, not in
I
this
feel like
room.
he's a favourite, but then other people go, oh, it's those 3.
Yeah, I think he had some good patches in the season, but I'm not sure he had as consistent a season as he's had in previous years.
All-Australian captain.
So you're writing him off? You really have jumped off the Bulldogs.
No,
No, it does.
Hey,
Hey,
don't be like
New
that.
headline. Will hates the Bond.
I love the Bond. I would love to see the Bond win the Brownlow.
I think we all
I
would.
hope it's tonight.
Yeah.
Like, I hope he won it like for a second last year.
Yeah.
There was that one moment in the room where he was in front and everyone in the room like burst out in applause, like, finally, it's going to happen. And then there was 1 second. That was it.
Not selling, I mean, Dacos hasn't won one yet, but Cripps and Neal have. Not selling them short, but with crowd favourite or whatnot. But Bont would have a lot of Richo flavour back in the day when Richo almost won. I think the whole room will get up and about if Bont got up. And this is a campaign against Lockie Neal now, but I'd love someone in the room. I'd love someone in the room.
Yeah.
Neal won last year and he wasn't in the room.
I think both of the did he say that both of the times he's won he's been in Brisbane? I
Yeah,
think?
because one of them was the 2020 hub as well, yep. So it'll be nice to have someone in the room.
4-way tie.
4-way tie.
Is that what you're going with?
Well, look,
Okay,
the way
who's
you
your
guys are
4?
talking, well, it'd
Okay.
be Cripps, Dacos, Bont and Neal.
Are we selling anyone else short? I don't think we are. Sarong? No.
He
Is
was
it-
top 10 chance,
Okay.
I think. He had a pretty
Top
good
10.
year. Yeah, you happy with that?
What is Heaney poll? Does Heaney is there an asterisk?
He's winning at round 6.
Yeah.
He's winning at round 6. I think by round 15, he won't be anywhere in the picture, and then he'll come home strong.
And then the umpires stop voting for him at some point, don't they?
Oh,
Is that how it works?
your words.
Well, have fun tonight and whatnot.
Yeah, thank you. Whatnot.
Are you
got
going
the
to
day together.
Are you going to ignore Daisy on the blue carpet or whatever
yes.
they're calling it this year?
I've got some filming of Daisy this afternoon.
Yeah.
And then Brownlow tonight. No, I
You'll stop for a chat.
don't avoid anyone. And to be fair, I've answered
Abby,
all the
you're
hard
avoiding
questions.
Abby, aren't you?
No, I've answered all the hard questions over the last month, so I've got enough of that. Surely it's just fun. Just fun tonight.
On guard, you.
Thank you, Max. See you
Thank you,
for,
Max.
oh, no, not Friday, Thursday.
No, I'm done this week.
Oh,
Sorry.
all right.
That's sad.
Awesome.
Okay, well,
Thanks, man.
who's going to win the grand final then? Better tell us that.
I've been Brisbane the whole time, so I'm not going to get off them now. I'm going to keep on the Brisbane wagon.
All right. Thank you, Max.